This video was filmed and edited by Geo Barlett Production. Hey everyone, welcome back to Iron Tiger Tattoos here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Today I'm going to be doing one of my specialties. It's a cover-up tattoo, and it's a couple of my favorite subject matters too. It's a realistic animal, I'm going to do this bear, and a landscape, so I really like doing that stuff. And it works really great for cover-ups too, so I'm going to show you what I mean, but if you're interested in your own cover-up, this is definitely a good way to start thinking about how we're going to go about that. So thanks for watching.
I was hoping I didn't goof it up either because I've dropped 40 pounds but picked up a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So
I can see like this is going to be right here. This is going to be right here. I'll show you on the digital part too. The old one.
I just didn't want one of them little like hole in the wall, hop in and cover it up quick. Yeah, it'll be like $40, look like crap.
Yeah.
So I've been looking around for places all the way to Midland, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, because you don't want to just slap something right over it either.
No,
Yeah.
I wanted to,
Start with the bear part. Yeah, I think I have it on like 72 or something. Might be too much for you.
No, that's back here. It's good, but that front entry is a little warmer.
You call this stencil porn. The video whenever you do it all slow. So it's just so like cool looking. Cool, man. It's so hard to do this on like a really tiny arm sometimes. You know, it'll be a really good picture too, you know, won't have to like get the wraparound shot.
Yeah. Five years?
25 years?
27. It was
That's
90,
a long time.
it was
Yeah.
92, so it's been a while.
92, that's 27 years. Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I'm 28, I was born in 91.
Damn, dude, I graduated high
This thing's
school in
almost as old
91.
as me. That's cool.
But I got this one in right after high school. The year after, I was working machining work and went out to Sturgis, and
Oh yeah.
guy out of Sturgis had a little like trailer, yeah, $100. And considering it was a $100 job at a hole in the wall place at a bike rally, it turned out it lasted pretty good for 28,
Could have been worse.
27 years.
This client is a really cool dude. He's a new client of mine that makes a living in the tech industry, and he got this tattoo done at Sturgis in the early 90s, which is a motorcycle riding festival. If you never heard of it before, there's a bunch of bikers that come together there from all over the United States, and they celebrate what bikers love to do. You know, they like party it up. I guess they used to do a lot of tattoos there, so he got one back then, and you could see in the beginning picture that it didn't end up being that great. Because you have to finish it as you go, like the way I do it, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to try and come back and get your mental picture back in and trying to.
Yeah, well, it's just like with this style too, you can't just like outline everything and then have it heal and come back to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to kind of like make it all a finished product like as you go.
Yeah.
So it's more like a painting. One girl did 3 days straight at the Detroit show.
3 days straight?
Yeah, and like 10 hours each day.
Wow.
She had her whole back done.
So that was a huge project then, I guess.
It was a crazy like swan scene and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
It was really gorgeous. The guy won Best in Show, which is like a really prestigious award, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even want to slam bikers necessarily because honestly, they're a really important part of tattooing and the history of tattooing. And kind of bringing tattooing into the norm for like into the mainstream for you and I to kind of like take part in or whatever. Like basically, if it wasn't for these bikers having the guts to kind of like put this art all over their bodies in the first place, then who knows if it would have ever gotten taken to the next step and the next step and the next step until it was so mainstream like it is nowadays. But nonetheless, tattoos have changed a lot since back then, and in a lot of different ways too. Just the quality of the supplies that tattoo artists use and the equipment that we use, and not only that, but just the art in general. You know, I think the biggest factor probably is the type of people who end up deciding to do tattoos nowadays. And generally, they're not as like hardcore as the bikers of the past. You know, it's a lot softer of a breed nowadays for tattoo artists. But I think that could be a really good thing. As you can see nowadays, you know, the industry is a lot cleaner and it's a lot more art driven than it used to be. So, you know, it's not just a bunch of people trying to give scabs for money or whatever. And they're not just out there trying to hustle people. People are really trying to see like what's possible with their art nowadays, for the most part, I believe. And because of that, we're seeing really insane tattoos. They're just mind-blowing when you see them. How does it feel back here?
That's fine. It's a little...
Too bad.
No, not bad at all.
Cool. Just curious. Depends on the person, I think. You know, everybody's so different.
Yeah.
It the pain tolerance and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's...
But like I said, I really appreciate the people that did tattoo back then and put in the time to make it what it is today and pave the way for guys like me to make a living doing this. And I think the key for guys in my position is to just learn from other people's mistakes, you know. So like this tattoo, the placement was really odd, and just a lot of the fundamentals were off, you know. So just little things like that. It's good to learn from a past generation and not have to make the same mistakes over and over again. And I think that the next generation is going to even be crazier than this one. So just can't wait to see what's in store for tattoos and art in the future. And I'm really excited to be part of it. This cover-up tattoo started just like every other cover-up tattoo that I do. I always meet for an in-person consultation. I meet one-on-one and talk to you about the idea. I get to look at the old tattoo and even see if there's some scar tissue left over that's really bad maybe, or how dark the ink is that's left over in the skin from the old tattoo. A lot of different factors go into the cover-up, the placement, and how big we're going with the new tattoo, and how big the piece of skin that it's on is too. Like if you're gonna do a half sleeve like this guy did, it's really hard sometimes to tell how big somebody's arm is just through a picture or a guess, you know. So this guy's arm is really, really big. So if I would have just guessed over the phone, he would have ended up paying a lot more than I would have estimated. So that's why I don't even do them that way anymore. I always end up meeting with people in person, unless somebody lives really far away. Then sometimes I make an exception.
Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, you be nice to people, they're nice to you. If you're an ass, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
I mean,
who knows
it's
what
cool
can happen.
too, just to like help the whole community grow rather than just be selfish with what I know or something, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like if it helps some guy in Louisiana get better, you know what I mean, and like have a better life or something, like that's
Sure.
cool.
Help him grow as a person and know what he's doing. And
that's just cool that I can do that, you know. To
Yeah.
have that opportunity. You know, I learned next to quite a few different people, so we would always like we push each other to grow and help each other a lot like that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
Cool.
used to that, like camaraderie, having some other people like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of miss that. Can't wait till I can have like people in my shop other than myself, the tech team.
Is the ultimate goal to have a few people in a bigger shop, or is it?
Yeah, I would like to
Okay.
kind of, you know, be the next generation of tattoo shops in this area.
Okay.
A lot of guys out here real old school with their mentality and stuff. I just want to create something a little different like this for people. But I think I could do this for other people too. Like I could give them an opportunity to live like a free lifestyle like this. You know, I just need the right kind of artist to get behind. I just don't want someone that gets too bored too easily either. You know, like, I just want someone that can come in and work with me all the time. You know. After we figure everything out, I'm gonna quote you a price that's going to be really close to what you end up paying, and you'll be able to book your appointment for the tattoo by putting down a deposit. Deposit is just like $100 down payment towards the tattoo appointment that you're making. Right now I'm booking out into August, so if August isn't too long of a wait for you, I'd really like to get started with you, so just message me or text me and we can get started that way.
Spirit animal, my Native American. That's my spirit animal was the bear, so I
Like that.
I had a little bear pendant I wore at my 4 years of college. It was just kind of a reminder. So
yeah, man, I like the symbology of a bear. You know, the fierce protector. You know?
Yep.
It's really like that feeling.
Yeah.
When people are like really amazed by what we did, you know, it's kind of cool. The reason I really love doing cover-up tattoos is not really because of, it didn't start out because I was great at them, and it didn't start out because I liked them even necessarily like doing them. It all started because I really started enjoying the feeling that I was getting from helping people change their life in a different way that I never thought I would get from tattooing. Like carving out creatures onto people's skin. It's like, you know, it's a weird thing to do, honestly, but
yeah,
I should be thinking people of culture, you know, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, the history behind it, though, like how they started discovering Asia and stuff, and the Europeans, and then that's when they started tattooing, was when they found the Asian culture, like Japanese guys doing handmade tattoos with the hand scalpel thing, kind of, you know?
Yeah, or the other with the Samoas, with the stamps and the...
They hadn't quite made it over there yet, though, so like the first
Yeah.
ones they seen were all Japanese guys in like the early 1800s and shit.
Yep.
And they took it back to Europe, and it was Navy guys that did it there too.
Oh,
Not
okay.
only your U.S. Navy, but the English Navy was actually the first ones to start stealing the tattoo culture or whatever. And this guy, Sutherland McDonald, he was one of the first guys to ever start doing that. Basically, he was tattooing on like high, like royalty and shit, though, getting scary and new. You know what I mean? And like,
Yep.
So yeah.
So it's way out of the
So
normal.
they would go, and Sutherland McDonald was he had gotten hand tattoo tools or whatever from Japan, and he started that way, and then he ended up creating the first ever electric tattoo machine too that was ever patented. There might have been one before that, but it wasn't patented, you know. And then he created the first tattoo shop in England, and yeah, that was the first tattoo shop that was ever in a phone book or anything like that, you know. There might have been people doing tattoos out of their house or something, but yeah, he was the first professional basically. And there's cool ass pictures of some of his tattoos from back then. Like, you'd be really amazed what this guy was doing in 1860 or whatever, you know.
Wow.
He was doing like portraits of Jesus and crazy shit like that, you know.
Oh wow.
You know, helping people get rid of painful scars of the past, or memories that are branded onto them, basically, you know, or tattooed into their skin, you know. Names of their exes and stuff like that. Just the stuff that is nightmare situations that everyone's heard. And it's so cool to be the person that helps people turn the page on that kind of stuff. And it's just a feeling that is unlike anything else. So that's why I've really been drawn to cover-ups, and it has become pretty lucrative. It is like a really good thing to be good at. It's a good niche to have, and I'm really grateful that everybody kind of all like gave me that. You guys were the ones that gave me that. I didn't choose to be the cover-up guy, but that's what I ended up becoming. And I'm really happy that happened, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow in life and you'll end up where you're supposed to be. Just gonna let it bleed for 1 second and
Yeah, no, it's not a problem.
we'll wipe it and we'll take pictures and all that good stuff. Alright, that was it. Did great. It only took us about 4.5 hours, which is really good time for this big of a piece. This guy was really large and his arm is like twice the size of any other arm I've ever really worked on. So I was able to go really big with the head of the animal, and he kind of just let me have freedom with how I stacked everything. So it went really smooth and I'm really happy with it. If you guys enjoyed this, please share it with your friends. And if you need a cover up or any other kind of tattoo in my specialty styles, then contact me by texting 209-300-9334, and we'll get started by setting you up with an in-person consultation. We can meet one-on-one. I could check out your old tattoo, see what it's going to take to give you a new one, and we can talk about, you know, some of maybe the background behind it and the story that's going to go with it and all the really important stuff that goes into a tattoo like this. Thank you.